Hello there, YouTube. I just wanted to talk a little bit about my container garden, why I container garden, what I'm doing, the different kinds of containers I'm making. So the reason that I container garden is that we have septic, and all the lines run right across our backyards. So, we have neighbors who use the same septic. I don't know what goes down there. I'm not eating vegetables from it. So that's why we don't grow in the ground. Alright, now let's look at some of the different containers I've got. The first self-watering containers I made were these right here, and I got these, I can't remember his name, but I got these online on YouTube. And I did modify it a bit. I really like these containers. They produce a lot, but in hindsight, I think if I did something like this again with a huge container, I would make it almost like halfway of a reservoir. This only has those landscape drain pipes in the bottom, so it's probably like a good 5 gallons, but you could double that easily or triple it. So that's what I would do. I'd make it much more of a water reservoir just for a better buffer. You can just leave it a lot longer. Alright, here's the next kind of self-watering container. Oh yeah, and by the way, so these are all self-watering. So this has a reservoir in the bottom, and it has I don't know if you can see the pipe over there, but yeah, see the fill pipe? And you just fill it up, and when the water comes out over here, then you know it's full. Alright, but as I said, you see how far down that is? Next time I made one of these, I would not make a reservoir that small. It just seems pointless to me. I would make a reservoir like up here. It doesn't need all that much soil. You could start feeding it hydroponic solution after a while. Okay, and here's the second kind of self-watering container I made. And this was an experiment by Albo Pepper. That is a really cool guy. He has an awesome channel, so you should check it out. But yeah, this is pretty good. I really like how you can just throw stuff in it and move it anywhere you want. There's a hole in there. It's got a decent, probably like 2.5 gallon reservoir. Now see, and I have moved away from this style. It worked very well for especially the balcony, but I moved away from it because it's just not a big enough reservoir for me. I want real convenience, and this you do have to tend it. Now if I put a drip on it, a drip emitter or something like that, that would probably solve it, but then I'd have to work out how much water does it need every day, and then I'm back to it's not as easy anymore, right? So alright, here's a self-watering container that I made up myself, and this is a concept container, I guess you could say. And the concept is that it's only got soil from here to here, like 4 inches of soil. Well, and probably only 3 inches now. And the rest of it is a reservoir. So it's got like a good 3.5 gallons of water in there for such a little amount of soil. And this is for growing green onions, chives, herbs, stuff that doesn't need a lot of soil. As you can see, there's a fill bucket a fill spout right here, and then on the other side there is this drain spout. So you just fill it up till the water comes out, and bam, there you go. This is first time I've ever made this. It's an experiment, I guess, so it's working well for the chives, garlic chives, but nothing else is sprouting. I always have trouble sprouting green onions. Here's another one of those buckets, and this one has a little Swiss chard in it. Okay, here's another one of my latest buckets. And this bucket is a concept bucket where I wanted to use only one bucket and scraps that I had around the house. And then I wanted it to be an entire 5 gallon reservoir. So this is a 5 gallon reservoir. You can fill it all the way to the top. I don't know if you can see in there, but there are wicks that wick the water to each container. And then like in this container I've got some Swiss chard. This one I've got a beautiful little Muscatka miniature tomato. And on this one I've got an even more beautiful Red Robin miniature tomato. And it seems to be growing them pretty well so far, but we'll see how it works. I think 5 gallons is plenty for those things to go crazy on. Alright, here's another container that I made up. My invention, ha ha ha. This is a pretty cool container. So the concept here is I just took one of those almond milk containers like this, right? And then like right up here at the top, I drilled a hole, and then I put a wick that goes all the way into the bottom. And then you could pull, and I put like 2 wicks in, so you can pull the wicks out to the side. So if you can imagine, down here is buried an almond milk container, and it has wicks coming out of it. But the only way water can get in is right here, and the only way it can get out is through the drain tubes, which come from the almond milk container. So, now this is pretty good. As you can see, it grows the lettuce pretty well. I've got some basil down here. It's just perfect for green onions and stuff. Radish didn't do all that well in it. It kind of struggled. This is a cool container, but it's just not as maintenance free as I want it to be. That 1 gallon, well, it's actually like a little bit less than 1 gallon almond milk container down there drains really quickly. So you basically have to soak the top and then fill up the almond milk container. It's just not all that convenient. I don't think I'd use that again. Alright, well, this video is getting a little long, so I think I'll make it 2 parts. See me on the other side, guys, and like and subscribe, please.